Right then, let's get this sorted. You hear the youngsters talking about JDM this and JDM that, and you might find yourself scratching your head, wondering if it's some new sort of text message slang, or perhaps a trendy breakfast cereal. Well, it's not. JDM simply stands for Japanese Domestic Market. In the simplest terms, these are cars, and sometimes car parts, that were originally made and sold only in Japan. They were built for Japanese roads, Japanese rules, and Japanese tastes. It's like a secret menu at your favorite restaurant, the good stuff the locals know about, which isn't always offered to everyone else. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a car from another country. But that's where you'd be wrong. You see, during the 1990s, often called the Golden Era, Japanese car manufacturers were in a sort of unspoken competition. They were all trying to outdo each other, not just with sensible family runabouts, but with brilliantly over-engineered sports cars packed with clever technology. These were cars like the Nissan Skyline GTR, the Toyota Supra, and the Mazda RX-7. They were built with a level of precision and ambition that was, quite frankly, a bit mad. And that's precisely why we love them. The allure comes from the fact that many of these specific models were never officially sold in places like Britain or America. To get one, you had to import it, which made it feel exclusive and special. It was like finding a rare vinyl record that had never been released outside of its home country. This sense of discovery and uniqueness is a massive part of the appeal. You weren't just buying a car, you were acquiring a piece of automotive history, a slice of a culture that felt wonderfully different and exciting, brought over from the other side of the world just for you to enjoy on a wet Tuesday in Slough. So, when someone proudly says their car is JDM, they're not just stating its origin, they are making a statement. They are saying it's a machine built with a different philosophy, often with more power, quirky features, or a design that was deemed too Japanese for the global market. Think of it as a car in its purest, most undiluted form, before the marketing departments decided to make it more palatable for the rest of us. It's the full-fat, unpasteurized, straight-from-the-source experience. And for a true petrol head, that is a very tempting proposition indeed. So, why has this Japanese car phenomenon taken over the world? Well, it boils down to three key ingredients: glorious performance, a unique sense of style, and a brilliant community. Let's start with the performance. Japanese manufacturers in the 90s seemed to be in a wonderful state of madness, cramming turbocharged engines and clever four-wheel drive systems into otherwise ordinary-looking saloons. The result was cars that could embarrass flashy European supercars for a fraction of the price. The engines, like Toyota's 2JIZ or Nissan's RB26, were so robustly built that you could tune them to produce frankly silly amounts of horsepower without them immediately exploding into 1,000 tiny, expensive pieces. Then there's the style. JDM cars have a certain aesthetic that is all their own. It's not about being the loudest or the flashiest in a brash, look-at-me way. It's more subtle. The style is often driven by function, with modifications like large wings, deep front bumpers, and wide wheel arches all serving a purpose, usually related to aerodynamics or fitting wider tires for more grip. This form-follows-function approach gives the cars a purposeful, aggressive look without being gaudy. It's a style that says, I'm here to go fast, not just to look pretty, which paradoxically makes them look incredibly cool. Perhaps the most important part, however, is the community. Owning a JDM car is like being part of a global club. You can go to a car park, meet anywhere from Manchester to Melbourne, and find people who share your passion. They will want to talk about engine swaps, turbo lag, and the best place to get parts from Japan. This shared enthusiasm creates a powerful sense of belonging. It's a culture built on mutual respect for each other's builds, whether it's a perfectly restored classic or a heavily modified track weapon. It's a welcoming world, far removed from the snobbery you might find in other corners of the car universe. Finally, there is the simple joy of tinkering. These cars are like magnificent life-sized Lego sets for grown-ups. The aftermarket support is enormous, meaning you can change almost anything. Want a different steering wheel? Easy. Need a new exhaust that sounds like a dragon gargling gravel? No problem. This endless potential for customization means that no two JDM cars are ever truly the same. Each one is a unique expression of its owner's personality and mechanical ambition. It's this combination of accessible performance, cool styling, a friendly community, and infinite customizability that makes the whole JDM scene so utterly compelling. One cannot talk about JDM culture without mentioning the glorious art of drifting. This is the rather bonkers practice of making a car go sideways around a corner in a cloud of tire smoke. It originated in the winding mountain passes of Japan, where drivers or hashiriya would compete to see who could navigate the twists and turns with the most speed and style. It's a spectacular display of car control, and it has become synonymous with Japanese car culture. Cars like the Nissan Silvia and the Toyota AE86, being relatively lightweight, rear-wheel drive and easy to modify, became the quintessential tools for this sideways dance. This underground spirit is perfectly captured in the legendary car meets. The most famous of these is probably Daikoku Futo, a sprawling motorway service station in Yokohama, Japan. On any given weekend night, this car park transforms into a breathtaking, living car show. You'll see everything from pristine Skyline GTRs and modified Supras to wildly decorated Bosozoku-style vans and tiny K-cars with massive turbochargers. It's a place where all corners of Japanese car culture come together, not for an official event, but simply for the love of the automobile, sharing a space under the glow of the overhead motorway lights. The modifications you see are often a world away from what you'd find elsewhere. Take the Kanjozoku, for instance. These are street racers from Osaka who exclusively use Honda Civics to race on the city's elevated loop motorway, the Kanjo Loop. Their cars are stripped out, lightweight, and incredibly loud, often sporting window nets and liveries inspired by 1980s Group A touring cars. It's a raw, aggressive style born from a very specific environment. This is the beauty of JDM modifications. They are often deeply rooted in a local story or a particular style of driving, making them far more than just cosmetic additions. And what about the cars themselves? The Japanese manufacturers weren't afraid to be a bit odd. Consider the Nissan Figaro, a small, retro-styled convertible that looks like it drove straight out of the 1950s, yet it was built in 1991. Or the AutoZam AZ1, a tiny mid-engined sports car with gull-wing doors, like a miniature DeLorean. These cars were wonderfully quirky and creative, proving that the Japanese market was a playground for designers to experiment with ideas that were too strange for the rest of the world. This willingness to be different is a huge part of what makes these cars so special. When you compare JDM culture to others, say, the American muscle car scene or the European supercar world, you start to see some stark differences. American muscle is all about brute force, straight-line speed, and the thunderous roar of a massive V8 engine. It's a culture of power and presence. European supercars, on the other hand, often revolve around prestige, brand heritage, and eye-watering price tags. They are symbols of status. JDM culture, however, feels more democratic and hands-on. It's less about how much money you've spent and more about the passion, creativity, and effort you've put into your car. The Japanese concept of Kaizen, or continuous improvement, seems to be baked into the very DNA of the culture. A JDM project car is never truly finished. There is always something to tweak, a part to upgrade, or a new technique to try. This focus on the journey of building and refining the car, rather than just owning a finished product, is a key differentiator. An owner with a modest, home-built Honda Civic that has been thoughtfully modified is often given as much respect as someone with a high-powered, expensive Nissan GT-R. The effort is what matters most. This ethos extends to the community. While other car scenes can sometimes be competitive or cliquey, the JDM world often feels more like a collaborative workshop. Enthusiasts are generally eager to share knowledge, help each other with technical problems, and celebrate each other's progress. The internet, through forums and social media, has amplified this, creating a global network of fans who can exchange ideas and parts from opposite sides of the planet. It's a culture that thrives on shared passion, where the car is the catalyst for human connection, which is a rather lovely thought. In the end, what makes JDM culture so special and enduring is its spirit. It's a fusion of brilliant engineering, artistic expression, and a deep sense of community. It's about taking a well-made machine and making it uniquely your own. It's about the thrill of a perfectly executed drift on a quiet road, and the quiet satisfaction of fitting a new part in your garage. It's a culture that celebrates the underdog, the tinkerer, and the enthusiast. It proves that you don't need a multi-million-pound budget to have fun with cars. All you need is a bit of passion, a good socket set, and preferably a car from the land of the rising sun. And on that bombshell, it's time for a cup of tea.